Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years. And that's true with the Bolt. It came out in 2017. GM was about to discontinue it. They said the last time they would be rolling out the Bolt would be in August of this year, 2023. And then a couple of guys from Out of Spec Reviews drove to Detroit and yelled at the GM building to not discontinue it. And just a few days later, I got an email saying the Bolt would not be discontinued. What we do know is it'll be on the new Ultium platform. So when they start making it again, it will be on Ultium, which probably means it'll get more range. And the real hope is that it'll get faster DC fast charging. So I think we can assume both of those, more range and better fast charging. Besides that, we really don't know. They don't know when they're going to start producing it. And more importantly, they don't know where. Really can't believe them until we see it. Why is this announcement important then if we don't have any information? Well, I think it's important because the Bolt really is in a category of its own. EVs right now, the main thing keeping people away from it is range anxiety and price. But this Bolt definitely falls into a category where it's affordable, especially for what you get. This will fall under the Equinox. The Equinox is coming out soon, end of this year, and then really 2024. And they said it'll be starting around $30,000. To me, that means the base model Equinox with no real upgrades will be probably starting at 33. This trim model was 33 and is the higher trim model. This is going to fall under the Equinox, and I think that's probably the most important category for EVs. We don't have anything in that category. Everything is going to be, since the Equinox is not out, you're always looking at about 40,000 plus. Not only that, but this is the only EV that GM has really mass produced. They haven't proven that they can scale up on the Ultium platform yet. We'll have to wait and see how the Blazer comes out because that should be getting rolled out really soon. We'll have to see how they're able to scale that and the Equinox. If they are able to produce those on a larger scale, then I'm confident that they'll be able to do the Bolt EV on the Ultium platform on a larger scale as well. So then the next thing about the Bolt is the only thing mentioned in the video was that they were doing the Bolt EV. The EUV was not mentioned at all, which I think would be a mistake. I really think the EV should be phased out even on Ultium, and they just go with the EUV mostly because of the passenger space. It also makes sense for GM because the EUV is more like the Equinox. So maybe they just won't have the EUV and they'll go with EV and keep that in their smaller car EV range and keep the price as low as possible in that $25,000 range. Lastly, what we can assume is that the next iteration of Bolt will not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, as they have stated that their future cars will not have either of those. This may be the last Bolt with that, and it's really too bad. I get in the car and I'm instantly connected with Apple CarPlay. I'm synced right away. GM is really hanging their EV future on two things. They're hanging it on the fact that on the Ultium platform, and hopefully they can scale that well, and they're hanging their hats on their own in-house software. Obviously, if either of those fail, it'll be a huge hit to General Motors. Right now, I'm thinking moving away from Apple CarPlay is a mistake, but really we won't know until we see what their product is like as far as software. Ultium should be better in every way, charging, range, efficiency. So obviously that's the direction they're going to go in, and I hope that really works well with the Bolt. If they're smart in bringing it back, it was really silly for them to ever say they were going to discontinue it in the first place. They're smart in bringing it back. Now they just have to figure out when they're going to make it, where they're going to make it, keep the price down, and keep the charging fast. Thanks for watching.